Hey, what's going on, dudes? My name is MrRhexx and we're back with some more Elder Scrolls Skyrim. On the last episode, I allowed you guys to vote. Allowed? It sounds like I'm your boss or something. I enacted. I like that better. I enacted a vote to see what you guys wanted me to do. Obviously, we just completed the Dark Brotherhood questline, so now we're sort of open and free to, do whatever we want in this wonderful, massive world. And based on our democracy, we have decided to do Daedric quests. So what does this mean? Well, we're gonna go around the world finding Daedras to, I guess, just become their servants, I suppose. The first Daedra that we're gonna just go and befriend is going to be Clavicus Vile, mainly because I do like the quest, but also I just want to talk about the guy. He's very interesting for that. Surprisingly enough, we have actually already started part of the quest, and this is a pretty obvious part of it. As soon as you enter Falkreath for the first time, you're gonna be a guard is going to interact with you asking about a stray dog that has been seen going around Falkreath. I mean, if you have played this game even just a little bit, I'm sure that you, as much as I am, are annoyed at the fact that every single time you start a new game, the guy just comes in, "Hey, have you seen this dog?" So we're just going to go ahead and actually do that quest, which involves us having a conversation with Lod. Lod is seemingly looking for a pet, and he wants us to investigate this dog that has been seen going around.
Did you see a hound on the road? Fine, strong creature that's been wandering near town. I asked the gate guards to look for him. I can't afford to chase him down, but could use a fierce, loyal beast to keep me company. If you are willing to retrieve him for me, I'd give you some fresh meat to attract him out on the road.
Lead, and I will follow.
It's a smart man to demand something up front for his work.
Darkness.
Some gold now, and some when I have my dog. Here's the meat.
It's interesting that, this is a Daedric quest. One of the most important quests, I would say, in the game starts with literally the most mundane concept ever. Hey, find me this dog. I feel like I need a pet to make me feel safer. Now, this quest is eventually going to take us pretty far, so there might just be a little bit of fast traveling going on, but that's fine. Let's go and find this guy.
You are exactly what I was looking for.
So, this is Barbas. Barbas is, okay, and this is where it gets really interesting, right? So, Clavicus Vile is a Daedric prince. Daedric princess, and on another episode, I'm probably going to do this on the next episode, because I specifically want to focus on Clavicus Vile for this one, but I'm going to be talking about what are Daedras, and essentially what are the role in just not this game, but, you know, the world as a whole. Clavicus Vile is a Daedric prince. Daedric princes are 17 of the most powerful Daedras in the world, in the universe, I would say. And that's where things get interesting, right? There could be more Daedric princes that we don't necessarily know about. It's not like this is like the 17 most powerful. These are just the ones that we know, of course, are just part of the most powerful Daedras in the universe, right? Now, Barvas is a Daedra. That's why he speaks. We know that Daedras have the ability to shapeshift, and that's why when you see things like Daedroths or imps, things of that nature, it's very difficult to tell if they're real Daedras or if they're animals from the world of Daedra. I mean, we know that Oblivion Realms, they have their own faunas, they have their own floras, right? We know of the Hist, for example, they are plants, but they're also Daedras, right? So it's really hard to tell, well, is that a plant or is that a Daedra? Is that a dog or is that a Daedra, right? In this case, it's pretty obvious, but, you know, that line gets blurry sometimes. Barbas is known to be kind of part of Clavicus Vile, but also its own individual. You'll see through this quest line how Barbas seems to have its own will. There are going to be a lot of times when you're going to see Barbas essentially not fight against Clavicus Vile, but sort of want different things, opposite things than Clavicus Vile wants. Sort of making you believe that there are different individuals. But it's interesting because it seems like Barbas actually shares part of the power that Clavicus has. Having them separate is essentially them splitting their power in half, which is very interesting. We're going to see that further as we go.
Yeah, I think it'll be just what I need. You see, my name is Barbas, and I have a problem I think you can help sort out. My master and I had a bit of a falling out. We got into an argument and it got rather heated. He's kicked me out until I find someone who can settle our disagreement. That's where you come in. Thank you. Now, since he banished me, Vile's been rather weak. He can't manifest very far from one of his shrines. I know there's a cult that worships him at Hamar's Shame. We should be able to talk to him there. If this works out, I'll make sure you're rewarded. You just don't trust any offer he makes you, okay?
First of all, let me just get rid of this. I just stabbed a ghost, but that's fine. He has been making a lot of noise, and it's frustrating me. Clavicus Vile is the Daedric Prince of Wishes. He's a bunch of other things, like bargains, etc. But the main focus that he possesses is wishes. If you want something, he's essentially the guy that you go to get it. However, he would be what you would imagine, that genie that gives you a wish, but he does his best to sort of twist it in a manner that makes it so that whatever it is that you actually wanted doesn't happen. Let's go ahead and just get this. All right, we're gonna go in trouble with this guy. I believe he's just gonna want us to follow him, but if I just rest, there we go. We're gonna be able to see exactly where it is. That's a cave system full of vampires, so it's gonna be a little bit tricky. I think I already disposed of all of the bandits here, hopefully, so I don't have to deal with them. Much rather just have a conversation with you guys. There we go. So yeah, let's converse. He's the guy that you're gonna say, hey, Clavicus Vile, I wish that I was more attractive and people liked me, right? He would give you the ability to do so, but then when you most needed it, right? In that one moment where it is crucial for you to be charismatic, he would take it away from you, having you essentially suffer at that moment. He is the kind of guy that you wish for him to cure you of a disease, and then he kills you, essentially saying, all right, I cured you by killing you, right? He's going to distort and change every single one of your wishes in a manner that not necessarily benefits him, but in a manner that makes him sort of enjoy giving you that wish in the first place. And obviously, you can tell he has a pretty twisted sense of enjoyment. He likes to torture people. Nothing? Okay, cool. The vampires, for example, the cave that we're going to be going towards is full of vampires. Those vampires are there for a reason. They are there because they're asking Clavicus Vile to cure them of their vampiric disease. Of course, that's what we are here for. Clavicus Vile is essentially doing all of this to push us towards the cave so that we kill all the vampires, essentially curing them of their disease by killing them. That's just how he works. So we're just gonna go ahead and, I guess, start that process. Alternatively, you can choose to, and as soon as you do this quest, we're gonna be going out with Barbas. You can choose to not finish this quest and stay with Barbas forever. He is a very powerful companion, essentially immortal. Here we go. Oh, also, while I'm at it, you guys will notice that I have lowered the difficulty a little bit. I believe I started in Masters. Am I playing on Expert? What am I playing on? Oh, I'm a Master, actually. Okay, that's cool. Did I start it on? I don't remember if I started on Legendary or not, but it's gotten to the point where, you know, it's a little bit easier than how it used to be, and I'm fine with it. Just allows me to just have an easier conversation with you guys, which I actually do appreciate. But yeah, that's why Barbas. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my original point. That's why Barbas said, "Hey, don't accept anything that Clavicus gives you, right? Anything that he tells you, don't believe it. He tends to do that thing where he promises you something, and then he twists it in the end. So you really want to be careful." As you can tell, the power that Clavicus Vial has is diminishing considerably. I mean, think about the fact that a Daedra is currently so powerless that he is literally trapped in his shrine without being able to leave, right? To the point where, like, his dog has to come to us and say, "Hey, this guy is trapped, we need to help him." I mean, how weak does a Daedra has to be for him to actually be trapped? Oh, I'm super slowed. Holy crap. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna die actually. That's gonna be a really powerful blow. I should have bought. I don't think I bought any healing. I'm gonna have to spend some time doing that. But it makes you think, doesn't it? What is happening currently to Clavicus Vial that truly makes him this weak? Because you would imagine that even if Barbas shared 50% of his power... Oh, that is a nasty little skull. Even if Barbas shared half of his power and he was removed from him, you would imagine that, well, still with half of its power gone, he would still be powerful enough to do a lot of things, right? Move around, I mean, I don't know. It is very interesting. I don't think we're going to be able to finish this, actually. At least not without my power. Adrenaline rush. We'll see. And you see, this comes down to an event that happened a couple hundred years ago in Oblivion. Oh boy. We'll see if I can actually do this. I'm actually scared I might not be able to finish this quest with the amount of potions that I have. Or rather, that I lack. Yup. Oh boy. Oh boy. Maybe if I get some stamina. Yep. If I can spam my power attack, I mean, it does something for me, but now I'm in trouble. And this is the deal, boys. Clavicus Vial, as a Daedra, it's not doing too well. You see, there is this sword called the, I believe it was called the Umbral Blade. I might be having that name wrong, but I'm sure that you guys will recognize the name. And at some point, I think I'll do a full video on this, because it's a very complicated sort of like session of events. I believe there was a book actually written about this, like a real-life book, a novel. Might be wrong on that. But essentially, the gist of it is, part of Clavicus Vial's power became sentient. And this entity that sort of took on the name of Umbral took a very substantial chunk of Clavicus Vial's power. And with that, the realm of Clavicus Vial was essentially on the verge of destruction. It is said that the very edges of his realm in Oblivion started to disintegrate and be destroyed until all that there was left of Clavicus Vial's realm was literally just like a few miles long in length. I mean, and you have to understand that this realms are supposed to be massive. Some of them even being as big as, you know, Tamriel itself. And Clavicus Vial's power was so weak and so hurt that his realm was just being destroyed. And now it is shown, and this was like on the third era, now it is shown to us that he doesn't even have the power to escape this one shrine to him. It's just interesting to me. We might talk a little bit more about that on another episode. maybe on a secrets episode, because I think that deserves. It's a pretty long topic. It's has to do a lot with the Umbral City and the sword. That's a whole story.
Is someone there?
Hello. The vampires, actually, we all know that they were, of course, created by Moloch Ball. However, and I know that some of you have wondered, you know, why are vampires in the world of the Elder Scrolls so different between each other? When you play Skyrim and you see the vampires in Skyrim, they have different traits than the vampires in Cyrodiil, right? They're just inherently different. The blood, the curse is called different. The disease, I mean, is called differently, and the properties are different. There's a reason for that. This is where it gets interesting, because we're going to be fighting a master vampire. Let me just focus here for a second. But it has to do with Clavicus Vile. Clavicus Vile enacted his power to... Oh, they're fighting. Oh, just take advantage of this. Oh boy. Oh man, I'm just not doing good here. Wow. I am just missing everything. This is the guy. Alright, wasn't so bad. Fighting this guy's alone, and I still have the chef's hat. Beautiful. It's quite a nuisance. Let me first see if they're gonna talk to me. Woof woof. No. Okay. It was essentially Clavicus Vile who changed the way vampires worked in Cyrodiil, essentially giving them the ability to not just walk in the middle of sunlight when fully fed, which is something that shouldn't be happening otherwise normally, but also give them the ability to sort of cloud themselves and live among normal people. And it is unknown if this was a deal made by the vampires with him, or if this was done by as a way to essentially screw over their enemies, right? So for example, if the Dawn Guard were to wish to Clavicus Vile, hey, can we please just be able to fight vampires? We need to fight them, you know, like we need a way to deal with them. Clavicus Vile, being the trickster that he is, would say, oh, no, that's fine, I'll help you. And essentially give the vampires the ability to walk in the sunlight so that then these battles would happen more often. Essentially helping the Dawn Guard, but also fucking them over at the same time, right? Because now they're more powerful. Like, it's sort of like that. He's just a trickster like that. So it is not really known if that magic was made to help vampires or screw over people like Dawn Guard, right? Who fight vampires. But that's essentially who we're dealing with here. So never ever accept a wish or a deal with this guy.
By all means, let's hear it. It's the least I could do, since you already helped me grant one final wish for my last worshippers. They were suffering so from vampirism and begged me for a cure. Then you came and ended their misery. I couldn't have planned it better myself. So, what's your heart's desire? What kind of deal can we strike? That insufferable pup, forget it. Request denied, no deal. I'm glad to be rid of him, even if it does mean I'm stuck in this pitiful shrine in the back end of nowhere. Well, perhaps there is a way he could earn his place back at my side. Maybe, but no promises. There's an axe. An incredibly powerful axe. An axe powerful enough for me to have quite a bit of fun indeed. If you bring it to me, I'll grant you my boon. No strings attached, no messy surprises. At least not for you. As I recall, it's resting in Rime Rock Burrow. Barbers can lead you right to it. Little Mutt might even earn his place back at my side.
You can see the Mask of Clavicus Vial, which we might be able to earn at the end of this quest line. It's interesting, Clavicus Vial is always, or almost always, referenced as a little imp. Mostly as a kid, however. You can almost see him like some form of adolescent teenager here, though usually he takes on the form of a kid. So, and you can, you know, sort of see that mischievous sort of like imp, you know, I guess style of character that he's supposed to be. He sort of works with his character as like a, you know, a god that just doesn't care about anything. He's willing to sacrifice its own, you know, at least half of its soul if it means, you know, getting his way. Which I guess is very childlike behavior. His axe is going to be pretty important. We're going to talk about it, I guess, later, maybe on the next episode. The realm of Clavicus Vial is actually, as far as I understand it, the only realm in Oblivion for Daedric princes that doesn't actually have a name. Even those realms that we sort of like have no information on, we at least have names for them. For this guy, it is literally the only realm that we have no name for them. We just refer to it as the realm of Clavicus Vial. We've had a few interactions with the realm in a few of the other stories. Cyrus the Red Guard, for example, he went over there, but as far as like what we know about the realm, all we know is that it appears as a tranquil countryside dotted with majestic cities of glass and ornate buildings, and that's it. It's pretty much all we have. It does sound like a beautiful place, however, but that's pretty much all. Let's go ahead and I believe there should be there we go. We can continue to move on. Fun fact, the voice actor for Barbas and Clavicus Vial is the same guy. Even though, I mean, that's, I suppose, the job of a voice actor, making them sound just completely different. See if I can get his voice again.
One of Clavicus's little Jess, a wizard named Sebastian Lord, had a daughter who worshipped her scene. When the daughter became a werewolf, it drove Sebastian over the edge. He couldn't stand to see his little girl take on such a bestial form. The wizard wished for the ability to end his daughter's curse. Clavicus gave him an axe.
So that he would kill his daughter and, you know, clear her curse. That's just how he works. Interesting, but like I said, fun fact, it's the same voice actor. Also, that voice actor that does Barbas and Clavicus Vial is the voice actor that does Corvo in Dishonored 1 and 2. And it's also the same guy that does Nick Valentine in Fallout. Just fun, so very fun facts. Anyways, how far is this? Pretty far. Thankfully, we do have a couple of locations here. Actually, Hagzen is a valley. I don't think we can get out of here easily. Nope, we cannot. I was hoping to sort of cross the mountain range, but I don't think we can do that. Let me see. Where is this located? It's not actually showing me because we're inside of a building. Yep, bad idea. Oh boy, now we're stuck here. How can I get rid of this guys real quick if I go in and out, maybe? Luke Feeney. He asks, hey MrRhexx, what is your favorite elven race? Snow elf, wood elf, high elf, dark elf, orc, dwemer? Mine are the snow elves and the dark elves. And by the way, how much time have you put into the special edition so far? I've put about 80 hours, give or take, in so far. Love the videos. Thank you, Luke. 80 hours is a little bit insane. It's a lot of time, man. So for your first question, my favorite elf, look, I honestly, and I know it's a boring answer, but I love me some wood elves. The whole idea of being that sort of class of individuals who are tree hoggers, you know, live in the trees. I mean, the Falinesti, man. Have you read what Fallen Nest is all about? It's supposed to be a tree, a massive tree that is, if I remember correctly, a mile high. Like, I want you, okay. Let's just take a moment here. I want you all to visualize how a mile high tree would look like. I mean, go ahead and Google mile high skyscrapers. Imagine a tree that was that big, but also half a mile wide. What? I mean, what? Can you even imagine? Like, that's ridiculous, right? So I imagine society living, all of them, inside of this incredibly massive walking tree. And they talk about these elves essentially just being like crawling on this tree like ants. I don't know, the visual is just too cool for me, and that's just what I envisioned, right? I mean, it's not just what I envisioned, I suppose that's how it is described. So it's just, I don't know, I like the idea, I like the visual. It's I can't get away from how cool that is to me, so that's my answer. Look, as far as how much time I actually have, after this couple of episodes that I'm gonna be recording today, probably gonna have about 10 or 11, but about 6 of those are just me just messing around with the game by myself. I'm gonna have to go around this mountain. So I haven't actually put too much time in, personally. It's, because for me, there's really not that much of a difference, you know, this one from the original. My wife is currently on, she's going to buy the new edition for the PS4, and I mean, that's an incredible jump. If I was playing in the PS3, that would be a big deal, and maybe I'll put some more time in it. But going from the original edition on the PC to this one, I mean, it's pretty good, the upgrade, but not enough for me to, you know, sink in that much time again outside of the videos, because I know that I'll be playing it through the videos, and so I don't really have that desire to spend time on my own, you know, just playing. I've already done it, you know, multiple times. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the episode, boys. We will continue on the next one. Find this rueful axe, and maybe just had a little conversation about this, because apparently this axe has the power to kill a god. Now that's worth having a discussion, huh? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.